All right, let's keep the party going. Here we go. Welcome Tamika and Scharrell. Welcome. Come on out. Scharrell. Thank you, Scharrell. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, thank you for being here, Scharrell and Tamika. Now, you both are running successful growing businesses. Tell us a little, because this is all by constant contact. Matter of fact, they were out there giving free headshots outside, and I loved it. They were so professional, and people don't realize how much you need a professional shot. Don't take this shot at home with the lamp in the background and the Bruce Lee picture in the background. You need professional shots. So you both are running successful businesses, growing businesses. Tell us a little bit about your entrepreneurial journey and what are you currently working on for your business right now?
Well, I'll start. My name is Tamika, and my journey kind of goes all the way back. When I was a young girl, my mom always had summer tea. Sweet tea, sun tea, all of that. And so my business now, I own a tea shop. It's called Tease Me Cafe in Indianapolis. What we're doing now, we just launched a bottled tea line underneath the Tease Me brand. So super excited about that. But I started as a basketball player. I was a professional basketball player. I played for 16 years in the WNBA for the Indiana Fever. Also, like Jordan, represented the USA with the basketball team, won 4 gold medals with that.
Nice, 4.
So we had a lot on the stage, so it's really cool. But the opportunity to be an entrepreneur post-basketball that was not my dream, that was not my goal. But it happened, and I'm so thankful to be able to give back to the community with something as healthy as tea. Hot tea, cold tea, whatever kind of tea, come get it in Indianapolis, Indiana.
I love it. You know, one of the first, when Shark Tank wasn't really well known, one of the first brands we were ever able to get an acquisition for was a company called Talbot Teas. People love tea, and especially as you know, as the market keeps growing. So I love the idea. All right, so you know, I didn't ask you.
My journey is completely different. I started my journey as a corporate executive, climbing a corporate ladder, ending up in an amazing role, but what I found is when I looked around the room, there was nobody in the room that looked like me. Mm-hmm. I was the only female executive in the top 100 firms in the nation and the only African American at the 100 major firms in America for CPA industry. Mm-hmm. And what I recognized is that there were a myriad of barriers to entries, both for me as a woman and as an African American, whether it was self-imposed or imposed by others. So after that 35-year career journey, I decided to go into full-time entrepreneurship to support business leaders, specifically women.
You said after a 35-year career?
35 years, baby. My oldest son is 33.
Ooh, well, you look great.
Thank you.
Look great.
But I decided to go into entrepreneurship full-time as a high-performance leadership coach. And I've been already speaking for about 17 years, which Les Brown also is my fast fave. But because I really wanted to motivate and empower leaders, entrepreneurs, to gain all of the business acumen, skills, courage, to go for what it is that they want and break those barriers to entry into becoming a successful business leader.
And how do you both deliver that message, the message of the tea, the message of what you're doing? How do you deliver that message effectively?
Well, you said it earlier, really with constant contact. I'm here as an ambassador and mainly because that's what we use. So earlier you made a point about just giving back to the community. Mm-hmm. My sister and I, we also started the Catch the Stars Foundation. We focus on boys and girls ages 7 to 18. We provide programming around fitness, literacy, and youth empowerment. Through Catch the Stars Foundation, through Tease Me Cafe, we deliver our message really through constant contact. We're able to reach our different demographics. Social media is a huge part of that as well, and just making sure that in every single thing that we do, and earlier in the show we talked about consistency, being consistent and being authentic in the brand and who we are and what we want to represent.
Yeah, and I would say similar to Tamika, It is about establishing critical relationships, I think you mentioned earlier, and having meaningful partners. I know Lalonde talked about that today, that actually will help you move the message forward. Like Tamika, of course, I'm also an ambassador for Constant Contact in terms of that being one of the platforms that I use. And when it comes to marketing, making sure that you stay true and authentic to who it is that you are, as many of the entrepreneurs who have up here have talked about. It's about connecting with people with their mind and their heart and providing them with the tangible tools that they need to catapult their life forward. And to the extent that you do that, then the message continues to spread. Because as you know, one-to-one becomes one-to-many. And so my goal is to just leverage the marketing.
I never heard that. I love that.
All right, well, you know that Scharrell Jackson said it, baby, so don't get it twisted.
I got it. One-to-one becomes one-to-many.
One-to-one leads one-to-many. I don't really focus on trying to get to every single person, but if I could change the life of just one person and plant that seed, and they can pay that forward, and they can pay that forward, then lives are going to change.
No, I've never heard it said. I truly believe in that. You know, I always say, and this is what I love about Constant Contact, right? You know, all the barriers to business years ago, the walls are broken down now. You're one step away from your customer. I always say, try to be one step away from the money. I used to have to make something, maybe a store buys it, maybe they put it out. Who bought it after they put it out? Was it the mother buying it for herself or her husband? Was the husband buying it for herself? Now you have that communication. And I always say, if you can just get 10 people to love what you're doing, there's going to be another million that understand that. But if you can get those 10 ambassadors, money can't buy those ambassadors. It's the contact. It's the constant contact. It's the communication. I love the way you said it.
Thank you.
I love it.
It's true, though.
It is.
Right?
It is. So what is that contact that you have with them? What has that been able to knock down those business walls that traditionally you may have had a problem with?
Well, I think the thing for me is that I'm very transparent and vulnerable about the struggle of entrepreneurship. I mean, as a corporate executive, I was exceptionally successful. But the reality of it is everybody doesn't have exposure to us. I mean, you are a multi-million-dollar person, you are a 4-time WNBA superstar, and I'm a corporate executive. The reality of it is everybody can't touch and get to the people that we can get to. But I think that when we have an opportunity to extend ourselves and be vulnerable and talk about how difficult that our journey is, to be transparent like you did about maybe almost filing bankruptcy 2 times, me going through a divorce and filing bankruptcy, raising 3 kids and having to come back on the come up, but also letting people know that no matter how hard it is, that you gotta keep going because you're just this step away from greatness. And I think that when you do that and you connect with people and they can also see the outcome of the hard work, they continue to climb no matter how hard it is.
You know, I can't emphasize that point enough. I always say that because of the communities we've come up with, you have to have a hard shell, especially an African-American woman. You have to have a hard shell. And we don't want to be vulnerable because a lot of times that's not in our advantage, you know, when we're out there with people who don't have the best resources and, you know, we're out there in the streets. But a true entrepreneur who's super successful, they're very vulnerable. They walk in the room. That doesn't mean you're weak. You walk in the room and say, I know a lot about this, but I don't know about that. And if you can help me with that, I'll help you with this. And if we can do that, you get what you call collaboration because people want to get behind you after they go, oh, she know a lot about that. She don't know about this. I know about that. And I think that that's what entrepreneurship is. It's a team sport. A lot of people think you're an entrepreneur, you're on an island by yourself. No, you're not. You are working with everybody from your distributor to the bank to the mortgage to the team working for you. Can you tell me more about being a team and it's a team sport?
And can you give him some tea?
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I think, I mean, to that point, when I think about Tease Me and how I took over, I didn't dream about being an entrepreneur. I didn't go to school to be an entrepreneur. It's something that I fell in love with the company, so it wasn't even something I started. I fell in love with the company. I became a customer. They chose to leave, and the next thing you know, it's like I fall into a business because I love it. But through that, it also opened up a lot of doors. I operate our business like I would operate owning a WNBA team, which one day I will. But I operate it the same way. I operate it in a way that, you know, you have your owner, you have your general manager, you have your president, you have your coaches, you have your players. That is how we operate the business. And I think because we've been successful, we won a championship in 2012. So because we've been successful in that realm, taking those championship principles and putting them into sports, or taking them from sports and putting them into business is really important.
Well, first of all, I want to make sure that I thank Constant Contact, and I want to thank you both, Tamika and Scharrell. And thank you, Constant Contact, for having us and give them some love to these two amazing women.